chat messages.
Okay, guys, this meeting is being recorded now. So
Okay.
behave yourselves.
Okay, I gotta mute myself then.
Okay, Spencer, can you hear me okay?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Let you know we're gonna pound the meeting to order at 8:04 p.m. This is the December 2021 meeting, December 2021 meeting, general meeting for Los Angeles Astronomical Society. It is normally tonight. We will go over basically show and tell. So the first announcements that we will make right now. And do we have any new members to the club that are tuning in for the first time?
Yeah, this is Nasrat Rauf and my wife also Saldana. We are new members. We joined about a few months ago.
Welcome.
Thank you. But I have
well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Hi there. I'm also a new member. This is my first meeting. I just joined this last week.
Hey, welcome to the club.
Welcome. Hey,
Thank you.
And this is Dave Hasnauer. I also joined this last week, although I had joined about 30 years ago, and then I left the club. And now that I'm retired and I have more time, I rejoined.
Dave, do you know Jack Eastman?
Glad you're back.
I do.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Yes, good to have you.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have any do we have any other new members?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We heard some.
Yes.
Oh, hi there. This is Javik. I'm a brand new member as well.
Welcome.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, do we have any visitors here tonight?
I did hear a rumor that Doctor Who was in the background.
Okay, so it looks like we have no visitors. So the next item on the agenda for tonight's meeting is the results of the elections for the officers and board members for 2022. I would like to be the first to congratulate Daryl Dooley for being elected president for 2022. So Daryl, are you out there or not? He didn't even make it tonight. But anyway, as you can see on the board here, we got Daryl Dooley as president. Vice president is Alicia Hurst. Treasurer is John O'Brien. Secretary is Spencer Soho. The board members, myself, Curtis Byram, Javier Colon, Ed Dempsey, Zoli Dubrovic, Rafael Gonzalez, Greg Thompson, Tim Thompson, David Yackerson, and the alternate will be Joe Phipps. Currently, of course, we have 845 members. It's amazing during this COVID, which we have done very, very little. We've actually increased the number of members in our club. So we're actually pretty good membership. Out of the election, we had 13% of the membership voted for in the election. Okay, the committee reports. I will start off with the Lockwood Committee. Let's start with Lockwood Committee first. I don't think they're doing much right now beside your dark sky star parties. John, are you there? John O'Brien, are you there?
I don't know that John's there. This is Mike. I think they had a dark sky night the last weekend, and it was very, very cold. And
Told you that.
so I think we are done with dark sky nights until probably the March time frame. And there's rumored to be like 13 inches of snow coming perhaps tomorrow up in the Lockwood area. So it may be impractical to get there in any event. So I think we've had a good season, although it's been challenging.
Oh, okay, thanks a lot, Mike.
Can I ask a question on that report?
Yeah.
Is there any light at the end of the tunnel? Because I know it's Ventura County, not LA County. to when we'll be able to use the trailers again?
Yeah, I think we're taking a conservative approach with that, and really until things tamp down, or it just seems like a little bit more risk than we want to take on.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we're basically gonna have to wait till next year on the trailers.
Couple weeks.
Okay, Joe, I'm gonna go ahead and give the Ford a report,
right.
if it's okay by you, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ford Observatory, Joe and I were basically up there on the, basically the new moon cycle. It was cold, but it wasn't as cold as we were expecting. We had a few little minor difficulties with the telescope, but we were able to see some pretty neat stuff. Mike, you were mentioning that Lockwood could have maybe 12 to 13, 14 inches of snow. Well, Ford could have 3 feet of snow by Wednesday. So we don't know just yet, but basically Ford will be closed until springtime, at least right now.
Yeah, once it snows up there, I start skiing on Mountain High, and there's just way too much light to even think about using Ford.
And then it's going to basically be inaccessible. Okay, I don't think we have any other committees that we need to worry about right now. Because the scouting committee is basically on hold till next year. They're done for the season. And we have our other committee was the door prizes. Let you know on the door prizes that Spencer will supply the link for the door prize registration for the door prizes. So I think we're okay now. We have another item on the agenda that says nominations for officers and board members for 2020. That's
Whoops.
already been done.
Sorry about that.
So I think we're
Let's do it again.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you guys look in the chat, I've posted the link for the door prize drawing. Okay, so all right, I think we're ready to move on to the show and tell then, right?
Absolutely. I think we're at the show and tell now. Now this is a very different type of meeting. We always have speakers usually planned for most of the meetings throughout the year, but usually December we like to keep it for the show and tell for the members. So Spencer, let's get it going.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to Alicia. You wanna run this part?
Sure.
Okay. So,
All right.
all right, go ahead. It's all yours.
Right. So the website for LAAS held a astrophotography contest, and the 3 top winners were Brian Paczkowski with the Dolphin Nebula, John Fisanotti with the Milky Way over the Panamint Valley. Is that right? I don't think it was Panamint Valley. Okay. Lewis Chilton with the partial solar eclipse. And there were also 3 runner-ups as well. And part of the prize was that they get a half night at Mount Wilson. That'll be coordinated by Gerald Dooley, who will reach out to them for that. So tonight we thought we would have the 3 winners present to the general membership a bit about these winning astrophotography images. So first we're going to start with Brian, who's going to talk about the Dolphin Nebula.
Okay, Brian.
Okay, thanks.
Let me stop sharing. You can do a screen share and walk us through what you did.
Sure, you hear me?
Yep. Okay, so I've stopped sharing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just want to thank everybody for voting for me. Really appreciate it. So just a little. Let's see. Did you see the screen? Do I need to make it bigger?
Why don't you make it into the slideshow?
Okay. Oops. I thought I just did.
That was just blowing up your existing screen.
There we go. There we go.
Different buttons. So there you go.
So just a little description of where I took the picture and what equipment I used. So a couple of years ago, I spent a lot of my time over the last, 6 years going up to Lockwood and and brazing, living through all the cold weather. I remember going up there when it was 9 degrees and taking images, and, just imaging, once a month just wasn't enough for me. So I decided that I would commit money and time and get a remote telescope set up. So I did that in a place in New Mexico. So I have my telescope, actually 2 telescopes in New Mexico, where I do all of my imaging remotely, and I can image every single night that it's clear, which is so nice. You could get hours and hours of data, which is a pleasure, of course. So just the image that I took of the Dolphin Nebula, I used my TeleVue 76 telescope. So this is my configuration in the right-hand corner. I've got 2 telescopes, a TeleVue 76 millimeter telescope, and then an AG Optical imaging Del Kirkham telescope. But the Dolphin is a huge target. I was surprised how big that is. So I used my TeleVue 76 with the QSI 683 camera to image that. And of course, here's the image. Came out very well, thankfully, after.
Brilliant.
So
Beautiful.
Just a little bit of information, of course. This is in the constellation Canis Major. And even from New Mexico, which my telescope's in the southwest, very southwest corner of New Mexico, almost on the Mexico border. And even at that location, this target only gets above 30 degrees for about 3 hours a night. So I usually don't like to try to image below 30 degrees because it's a lot of, even though you get data below that angle, it's not particularly great data. And so I try to limit all of my data acquisition above 30 degrees. So, so I only had 3 hours a night to image this last year. And of course, this is a combination of about 33 hours of data. So it took me, over 10 nights spread over a couple of months, probably, because there was some poor quality nights or some data I had to throw away because it wasn't the greatest. But of course, the Dolphin Nebula, the bluish color, that's predominantly from the O3 filter. In RGB, there is some signal for the Dolphin, but it's predominantly you get the data from the O3 filter. So I had to take a lot of O3 data in order to bring out the Dolphin itself. Of course, I took H alpha as well. There's some H alpha signal over here on the left, as you see in the image, and actually sprinkled throughout this area of Canis Major, but predominantly O3. I also took a lot of RGB data just to get the star color right. So this is a combination of RGB data plus the O3 data overlaid on top of it or combined with it just to bring out the nebula. So yeah, that's pretty much it, unless anybody has any questions about it. Again, I really thank everyone that voted for me. That's really appreciative. And there was a lot of great images in this category. So I'm impressed with the other candidates, the other images that were part of this category. They were quite good as well. So
Brian, is 2 things. Number one, is there no sulfur to be able to give you modifications in your hydrogen alpha channel?
Yeah, there probably was. I didn't take any. But you're right, there probably would be some S2 data over here because the S2 and the H alpha bands are so close to each other. There's probably something over here, but maybe I took some sample images of S2 and I just decided not to spend 10 hours collecting data on S2, and just because this target.
Totally understood. I was just thinking it wondered what it would do to modify the red levels. Secondly, how did you merge your narrowband and RGB. Did you use StarNet or something like that to remove the stars and then bring them back exclusively as RGB?
No, so yeah, I didn't explain too much about the processing here. I use PixInsight for all of my data processing, and to combine the RGB data with the O3, I use several different methods. I kind of I usually use pixel math. I'm not sure if you're familiar with pixel.
I am.
Yeah, I am.
I usually use pixel math and equations to combine the data. You know, I do it a couple of different ways depending on which way it looks best. I can't remember exactly what I did here. I may have added the O3 data to the green and blue channels by using pixel math, you know, doing some addition of the data, or I may have masked the star data and then added the RGB data to the masked narrowband data. I can't remember now. I probably should have went back and looked at what I did exactly for this one, but I use a couple of methods in pixel math and PixInsight to try to combine the data.
And I'm going to be a total jerk saying this because this is an award-winning image, but you should, just for fun, try StarNet, or there's a new one called Star Exterminator or something like that, and see what happens if you bring back your RGB stars at 50% and let the dolphin just blow off the screen. Because you've got such insane data here. It's amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best dolphin I think I've ever seen. That's why I'm so excited about it.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot. And, you know, the telescope and the location is really I probably couldn't do this from Lockwood because it would just be it would be 4 degrees lower, right? And it'd be right over Los Angeles. It would just be very hard to capture from our location.
Well, it's also really hard just to capture, 20 hours worth of images.
Oh, right.
From Lockwood.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. If there's no other question, I will stop sharing.
Is that going to be, this is Nasrat, I'm a new member. Is that going to be published or put on some website? I'm sorry if I'm asking some dumb questions here.
There's no dumb questions.
So these photographs are on the LAAS website.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. These are beautiful, and congratulations.
One other quick question, and you may have already said it. What camera were you using?
So I used my QSI CCD 683 CCD with Astrodon filters. I think I have 3 nanometer O3s and 3 nanometer HA filters on that camera.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Brian, I just wanted to say, when I was looking over the images for the voting on this contest, yours stood out as absolutely superior. It was a phenomenal image. I've never seen anything like that before. So you did fantastic work on that, even though you did it from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, no, wait.
I don't know if that was
hold on
cheating
Curtis,
or not.
Curtis, remember one thing? He didn't actually do it from New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
He did it from his living room.
That's right.
With a drink in one hand and the heater running in the house and nice and cozy, with the TV on in the background. So those of us that image that way, it doesn't matter where you put your telescope.
That's what real astronomers do.
The telescope was still in New Mexico. Okay. Spencer, go on to the next presentation. Right. That was fantastic, Brian. I really appreciate that one.
Yeah, good job, Brian.
Great job.
Okay. All right, next one. Go ahead.
Oh, you can go because you don't have it in front of me. You have the agenda in front of you.
So it's John with the Milky Way over the Panamint Valley.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you. I've got a few slides. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see if I can do this right. How do I do this? Share. Oh, here, maybe that. Share.
Yep, we got it.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Open with, okay, photos. Okay. Yeah, like Brian said, thank you again for those who voted in the contest. So this is the photo that was selected, and it's actually 20 combination of 26 frames. I did basically two complete panoramas, one exposed for the sky, then I repeated my process and did a second panorama exposed for the land. So that, let me just give you more detail here on okay, location where I shot this was if you're familiar with Highway 190 between Alancha and Panamint Springs, there's a little monument on the north side of the highway within the confines of Death Valley National Park. It overlooks the Panamint Valley. I found this in the daytime years ago, and I always remember the site, and I've used it a couple of times to do this panorama. Hardware, I used my Nikon D810A. The 810A is Nikon's one and only astronomy optimized version that has extended response in the hydrogen alpha. I use a Sigma 28mm f1.4 art lens, which is really superior. I had done this panorama a year earlier using a Nikkor 24mm, and my Sigma was much superior. It had far less coma and better color correction. So when I got the Sigma lens, I knew I wanted to go back and reshoot the panorama. Jitsu tripod, and another thing that really helped me, since this was a multi-row panorama, was using the Really Right Stuff panoramic head, which I'll show you in a moment. Going on to the technique, the camera was mounted vertically in the portrait mode. I used the cable release and mirror lockup to minimize any shaking of the camera. White balance, I like to a lot of times set it using the Kelvin scale, a little bit cooler than than the daylight, to get sort of because at daylight a lot of times the sky looks sort of a murky greenish yellow. Use mirror lockup again, and the focus manually. I think I used a batten-off mask to help focus at infinity on the stars, and of course I shot in RAW so I could have the maximum flexibility in processing. Exposure, the sky images were all shot at 10 seconds at f1.4 at ISO 2000. I wanted to keep the sky exposure short enough so that the stars looked like points and not streaks. Then I reshot the panorama, as I mentioned, this time at 60 seconds, so I get more shadow detail in the land in the final image. So then what did I do when I got home? I had 26 images. First, I ran them through Topaz Labs, denoise, AI, and then to help me stay organized, I renamed all the file names. The sky images were sky 1 through 13 going from left to right. Land images were land 1 through 13 going from left to right. That way I kind of knew where it was going to fit in the panorama. I like to process all the similar images likewise, so that when I combine them, one frame won't stick out as being brighter or darker or a different color than the other ones around it. So easy way to do that is if you're using either Adobe Camera Raw in Photoshop or the Develop module in Lightroom, you can open all the images, work on one, and then select all, and then select sync, and it'll apply all those same modifications to the entire batch. Once I processed the sky and the land images to my liking, then it was time to merge them into a panorama. Several ways you can do it. I chose, in this case, I merged all the sky images into a single panorama, and then merged all the land images into another. So I had two copies of the same panorama, one exposed for the sky, one exposed for the land. And then at that point, then I selected the land using the quick selection tool, and Control C is copy. And then I opened up the sky panorama, did Control V to paste it the landscape into the sky. Use the move tool to adjust it and then flatten the image. I'm talking quickly because I know I only have a limited amount of time here. But let me show you a little bit more detail. Ooh, I gotta shrink this down. Okay. All right. There's my panoramic gear. Jitsu tripod. There's the Nikon camera with the Sigma lens, and that's the really right stuff. Panorama gear. It's really
Not seeing that.
We're not seeing that.
You need to select your JPEG 3.
Oh, wow. I'm wondering what
Slides aren't moving forward. Yeah.
Oh, we're not seeing your full screen output. We're only seeing
So
your
you saw
setup
that,
page.
right?
Well, but we're
So-
not, you understand, we're not seeing your image full screen. We're seeing it in the frame of the software you're using. If
Okay.
you have 2 monitors and one's full screen, we're not seeing that one.
We're
No, I
seeing
think
everything
I'm-
that you see. We're seeing everything that you see, including you're on JPEG 1 right now and not the second one or the third one. We
Okay.
can see the slides on the left.
Oh, well, I don't know. I got a full screen version here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Can you
I've never tried.
John,
this
you need to share your other monitor.
I don't have
Yeah.
another monitor.
Just don't,
I'm on a laptop. It's got one monitor.
Oh,
can you
this is my-
maximize this? Is the screen maximized?
When you go to share content, you can select which window you want to share. So I'm guessing you're not sharing the window you're currently looking at on your one monitor.
Okay, so
Correct.
it says you are screen sharing live, stop share. What do I do? Where does it say remote, pause, share, annotate, chat, participate, stop video?
Unshare your screen.
Okay, I'm gonna
Click
stop
once on
share.
share. Click once on share screen, only
Okay,
once,
okay,
and then you should see your options.
yeah, and I picked the folder that said LAAS meeting.
you want desktop, right?
Yeah, you want to choose your desktop so that you can share any of your windows,
Right.
whichever one you're looking at. So,
Okay, so where's my desk share? This is my first time ever trying to share a screen. in a
okay,
Zoom
we've all
No
been through
worries.
this.
We're here for you.
Don't worry.
You got
Okay.
this. It's okay. We all go
We've all
through this.
been there.
So, so where I go to my desktop? Where I check all
Yeah,
this?
desktop. Share your desktop.
Check that.
I think it's the top left option when you see the share screen.
Okay. I'm looking at my desktop now.
No, sorry, no, you have to then
No, no,
click share.
okay.
At the bottom right, there is
In your
another
Zoom-
icon, says share.
Yeah, in your Zoom software, there's going to be a share content feature. You want to click that, and then you're going to select your desktop as an option.
Well, that's okay.
And there is an icon at the bottom right. Click that button, share.
Now what did I do?
Well, no.
I think we see it.
Yeah, I think you got it. Now you can share any of your windows. As you're changing windows, we're seeing it change now. Don't do that.
This is Lewis's. This is Lewis's window.
Oh, someone else.
He's sharing.
Oh, now what do I do?
You got to
Lou, what
unshare
are you
it.
doing? Lou, stop sharing.
Yeah, stop sharing, Lou.
Whatever I could do would affect you guys. I don't know what to do. Wait, share, I'm that share
Go
center.
to view options.
View option, Christ. Walk me through this.
At the top of your screen, Lou,
Gee, I didn't
it
know.
should say it should there should
On the
at
top,
there
it
should be
should-
something that says that you're not sharing anymore. Quit sharing. At the top of
On
your
the stop,
screen.
the
Okay.
top says stop sharing. Click on the icon, stop sharing.
Oh, stop share. Okay, stop share.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, John,
Hey,
and
can
Back to
anybody
John.
hear me? Am I
Go-
still
Yeah.
on?
go down to the bottom where it says share screen. Click on that.
Okay, I gotta find that again because
Green.
It's on the
At the
Zoom
bottom.
window.
yeah,
Your
when I
mouse
click on my
at the
Zoom
bottom.
thing, it says join a meeting. So okay, do I have to join a meeting?
No.
No, you're in the
Yeah.
meeting already.
I know,
Okay.
but I've lost
gonna
that
be-
screen and I've lost that screen and I don't know where.
So you
I don't
have
know.
mute,
back.
video, and
No,
share.
he needs to
and-
get back to the Zoom meeting. He lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
he
look at
lost
the
his
look at
meeting?
the taskbar and just go through your
Well-
taskbar until you see Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
open
and
it
it,
up.
what it, all it
blue
says,
camera.
it keeps saying leave meeting, cancel, join a meeting, sign in. Okay.
No,
I'll
no,
click
no. It's
on
a
that.
different
Click,
different
No, no,
window.
no,
click
no.
cancel. Yeah, click
No,
cancel
no, no,
on
no,
that
no.
one.
No, no. You've already used the link. You don't need that screen at all.
That's right.
Completely ignore it.
Right,
There should
that's
be an
why I say
icon
cancel.
on your
Look for
taskbar
Zoom.
looking like
Zoom.
a camera.
A Zoom meeting.
Oh.
He needs to
you know,
locate the
folks.
icon. The
Okay.
icon looks like a camera sideways. It's at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah,
The
it's
main
the
screen.
blue one.
You
And
see
when
it?
I click on it, okay.
It's a
Now click on
blue
that.
camera. Yeah.
All right.
And when I click on it, it says, I get a box that says Zoom cloud meeting. Enter your email, enter your password, sign in, keep me sign in.
No, you're
Okay,
not that screen. Yeah, I
let me
guess.
let me make a suggestion, since we're spending a lot of time doing this. So John, why don't you leave and come back in, and we'll move on to Lou Chilton, and then when you come back in, you can start from scratch in terms of the Zoom.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we're blowing time here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is my first time I've ever been asked to share a screen, and I.
Well, we
No.
did see you, we did
Next
see
time,
your picture, we did see your picture, and we did hear your explanation, and it was really excellent, John.
Okay, well, then you got the gist of it.
No
Okay.
worries.
All
Thank
right.
you for sharing. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
beautiful.
That
Congrats.
was a
Great picture, John.
Just
Thank
one
you.
question for you, John. Did you use Alt as mount?
He already left.
Tripod?
John already left.
Checked out.
No, Nasir, he said I think he just used
Really right stuff was this tripod.
Yeah, the tripod and just 10-second exposures is what he did. Okay, so Lou, did you want to share your screen, or you sent me the slides for me to share for you, right?
Via email, because I wouldn't know how and I didn't want to make the same mistake.
Okay. All right, hang on. Let me pull your slides up then.
Okay, so Lou's going to be presenting on the partial solar eclipse that was also featured in a magazine apparently as well. So this is exciting.
You'll have that. I sent you two images,
All right. Okay. So which one do you want first?
diagram showing, and the
Well, actually, I'll share them all, and we can.
really
look at it.
two. So the
But
first diagram.
All right. Okay. So this is the photograph that you entered.
Oh, well, that's the one. I've since improved. I think I've improved upon it somewhat, because this was all amplified with Adobe Photoshop back in, I don't even remember, it's October 23rd, 2014. This is imaged with my DSLR, single images, no fancy processing or multiple exposures. I took a lot of images. This is right around maximum eclipse, which is in the other slide, I think. You go to the other slide.
Okay. All right. Let me flip to the other slide. Hang on a second. Okay. This.
Yeah,
You want to see the graphic?
Yeah, the graphic first.
Okay.
Yeah, I took this off the internet yesterday because it's been quite a while since I took the picture.
All right.
Yeah. And I took a lot of images from beginning to end.
2014.
And the one I wound up with was very close to maximum eclipse, which occurred as it shows here. And these are the circumstances of the eclipse. And I photographed it right outside my garage door, my apartment house garage door, using my Celestron Vixen 102, a 1000 millimeter focal length on a Osmandy GM8. I took a lot of pictures, and I naturally, being that it's in the middle of the day and the heat coming off the blacktop, would normally actually affect the scene in these images. But if I shot enough images, maybe I got a couple of good ones, and that's apparently what happened. So if you go back to the first image, Spencer.
Okay.
I got a lot of detail, more detail than I saw at first. I certainly didn't see in the camera. And when you see the original unreduced image, I reduced this down for this slide. You can see a lot of granulation and plages. And when you enlarge this, it just keeps on, you really get quite good detail. So in the third image I sent you, Spencer, I saw
Okay,
it.
hang on.
Go dark.
Third image. Okay, this one.
This one here, I did this yesterday.
Hang on, it's coming up now. Okay, here it comes.
The contrast is even better. And if you were to be able to enlarge this, you'd see the granulation and the plages fairly easily. But what it also shows is along the limb of the moon, you can tell this is an achromat, because then you get the green and the red, very thin line right along the edge of the moon on the limb there. And other than that, you wouldn't know it's an achromat. It's one of the best achromats I've ever used. And for planetary, it's wonderful. And I unfortunately have to sell it because I'm selling off some of my equipment. And this is one of the ones that I'll be selling. But it's been a great scope. I've taken many eclipses with it, lunar and solar, and I'm not an imager like most of you guys are. I've never done multiple images or deep sky. I can't compete with you folks. I photograph comets, eclipses, and other kinds of apparitions that are pretty, but they're not really scientific. And so this is probably the best solar image I've produced. I submitted it to Sky and Telescope shortly after I took it, and it was their image of the week on their website. That was back, I guess, in 2014. So this is the first time I've been rewarded for it, and I'm very grateful and appreciative of the fact that I won. I really didn't expect to, considering the amazing images that I've seen so far. But that's the thing, and no one takes these single exposure images anymore. So I got the whole field to myself, I guess. One of the things that I always was concerned about was mirror slap, because you're using a single exposure, and it's a fast exposure, and the mirror is flopping back and forth. So I just recently purchased a mirrorless camera, and I'm looking forward to the next eclipse, and I hope that I can get a slightly sharper image with the mirrorless camera. 35 millimeter, or now it's a full 35 millimeter format. And so I'm looking forward to the next eclipse that comes along. So unless you have any further questions, that's all I really have to say. And I thank you very much for voting for it. I didn't think it had a snowball's chance, but that
Beautiful, beautiful image, Lou. Beautiful.
thank you so much.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Just so happens, look at the Sunspot Cycle in 2014. That was a naked eye sunspot for sure. And it just happened to be in the right spot. And this is right about within a few minutes of maximum eclipse. And I think it just happened to, all the gods were all smiling at that on that day. And so it just happened to be a good solar image. And I'm grateful that I got it, because that may be the last one I'll ever take.
Lou, I got to tell you, I've seen so many solar eclipse images over the years, and none of them are as, I don't want to say dramatic, but maybe
Striking.
dramatic is the right word, striking, as this one, because it grabs so much detail of the sun with the eclipse coming into place. Whereas the minute you see an eclipse, all you're really seeing is a big aura around the moon.
Right.
And again, okay, those are beautiful, but this is just different in so many ways. It's special. It's one of those ones most of us have not seen before. And that's probably why you won.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'll share this with my wife when I get offline.
Good job, Lou.
Forward to going up to Mount Wilson for that half night. I have never done that before.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I want to say one other thing in response to Joe and to Byron Curtis, that I'm looking forward to going up to
Ford?
Ford. because the last time I looked at that telescope was in 1958, that was the first LAS event I ever attended. I was a junior high school student at the time, and one of our members' dads drove us down to Claude Carpenter's ranch in Menifee Valley, and I got to look at Saturn through that. And it was Tom Cave who was standing at the bottom of the ladder telling me to put your hand on the ceiling to hold yourself so you won't fall off. And I never have seen Saturn that wonderful before.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Saturn through the same telescope maybe this next summer, the next time we can get up there.
Good job,
Well,
Lou.
Up there, Lou.
We'd love to have you up there too. It's a great telescope. About 3 years ago, we just re-illuminized the mirror, and we've been able to see some pretty good stuff. In fact, a couple of years ago, I was able to see 4 moons of Uranus through that telescope. So
Wow.
it's doing quite well,
Realize, have you heard of John Mellish?
No, I haven't, no.
The biggest name in refractor manufacturers in the first part of the 20th century, in 19.
Oh, that probably Jack Eastman knows him.
Okay, so I think
that was evil.
I'm sorry to interrupt. But we need to move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Thanks a lot, Lou.
Pleasure. Thank you for voting.
Good presentation.
Okay, next is let's see. I think Dave Nakamoto, you're on next. So this is my best images from Azusa, Borrego Springs, and Garvey Ranch. Dave, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're up.
I'm not going to be too technical here. These are just the best ones from this past year. We start off, as you could tell from the image, January 9th from my townhouse in Azusa. This is probably for this year my best open cluster or any cluster. I'm not going to get too technical. I just like the colors, and the fact that these have so many red stars in it tells me that this is probably an old cluster. Maybe up to 1 billion years old, because those are the only ones that are left are the faint red stars.
Dave, you're shooting these all RGB color camera?
Yeah, it's a G10 from Orion, single shot color. Part of the image is covered up, but 37 16-second images were stacked to get this one. I think that I calculated that to be about 10 minutes.
Are you using a light pollution filter, or is this
Yes.
all raw?
Yes.
Oh, you are. Which one do you use?
I remember Opticron. I just remember it allows hydrogen alpha, hydrogen beta, and O3 through. That's all through. Very narrow band.
Yeah, the oxygen.
Yeah, very narrow band.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
cool.
So the color balance tends to be pretty good with that combination. Unfortunately, for my next set of images, I really should have taken off the filter. It would have made the exposures a little faster. But the next set of images come from Borrego Springs.
That's the Horsehead.
This is what you get when you don't have to contend with light pollution. Unfortunately, as I said, I forgot to take the filter off. But after the first night, I figured, what the heck? This is a Saturday night, the shortest night for me, about 6 hours worth of imaging. And for me personally, this is the best image I've ever taken of the Horsehead and the flame, bar none, even from Garvey Ranch.
Oh,
and very little processing.
Wow. That's
what
beautiful.
I like is that if you look to the left of the Horsehead, you not only see that main reflection nebula, but I caught another one, which I was not aware was there.
That's beautiful, Dave.
How many seconds was your shutter open for this?
Thanks to the fact that there was no light pollution, I was able to get by with single exposures of 128 seconds. I could have done 256.
You're kidding.
And I experimented with that, I did do 256, but the problem was that, as we all know, there are 4 times as many things that can go wrong if you double the exposure time. So I figured, you know what? I'm pushing my luck. I'll stick with 128. So these are basically 2-minute images, but I stacked 11 of them.
Are these unguided, right?
No, these are unguided. I can't use an auto guider on this particular mount.
Ah,
That's
okay.
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Very accurate tracking, my God.
Now, this is what SharpCap will do for you. It eliminate, I actually dropped a few frames, but anything that it can't line up with the first image, it just automatically drops. But over a span of 2.5 nights, because the last night was a half night, I managed to locate manually. The only thing computerized was the camera. I had to find everything manually, the old-fashioned way. And over the course of 2.5 nights, I located 38 targets, and I think I successfully imaged 28 of them. These were the best because they fit the image size of the camera I was using.
What kind of camera did you use?
Orion G10. This is 1.7 degrees across by about a degree top to bottom. Very wide angle.
Very nice. Congratulations, Dave.
Oh, thanks.
Very nice. Yeah, nice shot.
Yep.
Oh,
now
there we go.
Everybody's taken many photographs of this. That's not, although there's detail in 42, this is the first time I got a good image of the nebula right north of it. By the way, north is up and east is left on all these images. It's easy to do. Just rotate your camera until it fits that. Most telescope camera combinations will allow you to do that. At least every one that I've ever seen.
Very nice.
Best image of the rosette.
Very nice, yeah.
Beautiful.
Now the startling thing about this one is I didn't realize it was this big. It almost clipped. In fact, it did clip because I didn't quite center it, but
yeah, the rosette is huge. I mean, the one behind me is full frame on my camera, and that's the 1600.
By the way, most of these images are familiar targets because since it was a half night on Saturday night at Borrego Springs Nightfall, I decided, I'll just go for familiar stuff because it takes a while to find stuff you never found before. These I know. I know where they are.
Even though they're familiar, I love interpretation of them. I mean, like how you process them in their color spectrum. So yeah.
So David, you said the way you just said that.
What?
You said it like you have to go find it.
Yeah.
Being the lazy computer guided person I am, I don't understand that. Does that mean you don't have?
There's nothing computerized except for the camera. Everything else is manual.
Oh, so
and
you manually find this
by star hopping.
And you're not guiding.
I'm not auto guiding. I do have a clock drive on the RA.
You are tracking.
I'm tracking, but I'm not guiding.
Dave, did you use the live stack in Sharp Capture?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
wow.
that
that
corrects for most. For instance, periodic error. If it sees that the images are too streaky, it'll blow that image out. Say, okay, next image. Live stack takes each image that you gather with the camera, tries to line it up with whatever it's already stacked or the first image, and stacks it for you. The advantage to that is, as I pointed out to some people on Facebook, is that I don't have to wait and see what a disaster I created. I can see the disaster forming right in front of my eyeballs. That also allows me to gauge, am I gaining anything by going any further? And as Vance Tyree and I both found out, sometimes you look at the image that you're gathering, and after a minute or so, you realize this ain't getting any better. And so you just save the image and move on. That's the advantage of SharpCap and its live stack feature. Which Vance?
Frame, or is this cropped at all?
Oh, no, this is full.
Oh, so this is the size of your chip.
This is a full image.
Are you stacking? Are you stacking in SharpCap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Live.
So you don't go on to like auto stacker then?
No. Now, SharpCap will allow you to save the individual images. I've never availed myself of that because I figure I'm not using a camera to be Ansel Adams of astronomy. I'm using the camera to try and see things, especially from the driveway of my townhouse, that I could never see, even if I had a 60-inch scope out there. There's no way you could see images like this.
Mm.
And I claim this is observing because that's my goal. It's not to create pretty pictures, because if you look carefully, there is distortion on this image. There is distortion toward the edge of the image.
Yeah.
See, and that's coma. At least I
Yes,
think it's called
I was
coma.
And you're shooting video or stills?
Stills.
It is
Stills?
stills,
Shooting
Ray.
stills?
What SharpCap does, SharpCap captures the stills and then does live stacking in real time.
Yes.
For
As
you.
I said, each image, it takes the first image, it assumes, okay, everything's correct with that image. You have to judge for yourself. If something's wrong with that image, you clear it out and start over. But as soon as you get a good first image, SharpCap, the live stack feature will take the next image coming in live. As soon as the exposure is done, it looks at that thing, tries to line it up with the first image, and starts to stack, stacking.
Is your camera a DSLR or?
No. It's a dedicated cool camera. It's unusual because it's the first one available on the market that can go 30 degrees Celsius below ambient air temperature on a single stage.
Okay.
If you wanted that before that, you had to use a camera with two coolers back to back. That one was the first one.
Dave, just a time check. You've got about 2 more minutes left.
Yeah.
David, I just wanted to say that that's pretty remarkable considering it is SharpCap live stacking and not those of us that, take the individual images and then have to do it later.
Right. Okay. Let me
Especially
get to this
when
one.
you're not guiding. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Let me get I got a few more to go to. So we'll talk about this after the meeting. Wait a minute. Talk about this after the meeting. Okay. I gotta hurry up here.
Yeah. Let Dave go through.
I
And then we'll...
included this one. Okay. The reason I included this one is because just below center, you see Stefan's quintet. That's the first time I've seen color in any image through any scope that I've ever used. First time is color. This galaxy is really tough to photograph. So it took twice as long as any of the others, 40 minutes for me to get this image through. SharpCap allowed me to see the buildup, and then I realized I gotta keep going on this one. See, that's the advantage. I saw I needed more exposures. I let it go. This is from Garvey Ranch, the Cocoon Nebula. And if you look carefully, you see the dark nebula right around it. There's less stars there than there are outside that. See it?
Mm.
And this was taken from a light polluted sky, 10-second exposures, but 34 minutes worth of them. This is what we can do from Garvey Ranch. And that's it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Dave.
Let me see if I can
Very nice.
stop the share.
Good work, Dave. Good work, Dave.
Thank you.
Great work, Dave.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've never bothered with the Cocoon because I didn't think I'd be able to see it well enough, but
No, you won't.
Okay.
screen
Next.
view is pretty good.
Yeah, but just to conclude that, Vance and I did not see it in the single 10-second images. And then he thought, let's let it go for 3 exposures, 30 seconds. And we saw it. Then we knew where to center it and we went for it. Sometimes you have to let it stack a little while to see the object.
All right. Next is Jay Landis.
Mhm.
Jay, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
So I joined about in the 2019 late 2018 timeframe is when I joined the club. And so let me pull this up. So this is my entry into the photo contest.
Very nice. Very nice.
Can everybody see that all right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
So what I was just going to go through is similar to what Brian did. I was just going to talk about how I got this image, what I did to get it, some of the details about the processes and the different things that I used to be able to get there. So In June of 2017, for my 50th birthday, my wife let me buy a telescope for the first time. And I did it specifically with wanting to do astrophotography. So I didn't do astronomy before, and I didn't know anything about this apart from a friend doing it. So I got a telescope and a DSLR and a guide scope and a small camera. And I started with an AVX, but it broke. So I had to upgrade to a CGX by Celestron. So
Yeah, you can maximize this picture in the bottom right-hand corner. The
oh,
little
is that
double
right?
arrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Because of the 4:3 format, that's the best it'll do. But thank you. So I purchased a Skywatcher Pro ED 120. I used a Prima Luce focal reducer field flattener at 0.8x. As I said, I was using a Celestron CGX. For that, I was using an Orion Short Tube 80 as my guide scope. And as I said, an ASI 290. And my guiding was with PhD 2. My polar alignment for the first set of images that I took, I used PhD 2 to drift align and try and get a good polar alignment. And as you can see in the corners, it's pretty good. When I started to take my narrowband images, I moved on to SharpCap Pro and its polar alignment feature. I found that that was a lot more helpful. So the first contribution to this is the color data. I got that at Lockwood on February 10th, 2018. It was my first trip up to Lockwood as a guest. I really enjoyed my time, although I froze my butt off. I was not prepared. I was not prepared. My friend tried to get me ready, but I was not. And I thought I would be able to drink coffee to help stay awake, but it just made me really dehydrated. So I learned a lot of lessons that night. So this image, the color data was captured with a Canon 80D DSLR. It was shot at ISO 200 with 10-minute exposures. The total contribution was 12 frames, as I said, at 10 minutes. I did the image capture with a program called Backyard EOS. In order to get this centered up the way I wanted it, I used a free program called Astro Tortilla, which you can tie together with your DSLR, and it does plate solving for you. And so I was able to get it centered and framed the way I wanted it to with my DSLR. When I then moved on in February of 2019, I had gotten a cooled Astro camera for the first time and used filter wheels and filters. I had gotten that probably late 2018 timeframe, or I'm sorry, I just didn't use it until later in 2018 when I first saw some pictures of the difference and also what was missing from my DSLR photos, especially of this one. The details up here in what looks like a hand and a finger pointing up right here, that really didn't come out much in the DSLR data. It wasn't until I captured hydrogen alpha was I able to get, these striations here, the detail within these waves of nebulosity, and then this hand-like feature here really showed up. The camera that I got was a ZWO ASI 1600 mm Pro. I was shooting it at unity gain at -15C bin 1. So I didn't do bin 2. I was trying to shoot bin 1. And of course, on the DSLR, that's not really an option. the pictures I took here with the ASI 1600 were with, like I said, the ASI 1600, but then I used a ZWO filter wheel and the ZWO 7 nanometer 36 millimeter unmounted. And you can see here the problem that they had with the first version of the ZWO filters is we got a lot of halos with that one, in particular around really large stars. Now, the other thing you notice here around this one and a little bit on this one, as you see the spike, is this is micro lensing on really bright stars with the ASI ZWO 1600. This was and continues to be a problem with many of the different designs of their cameras. So what you're getting is small reflections from saturation and brightness from that point source.
Yeah, the ZWO camera doesn't, on the cover glass, they don't have any anti-reflective coatings on it.
Oh,
so that's what
exactly.
That's what causes all of those. It drove me nuts when I had my ZWO, and I upgraded to a QHY 268 recently, and they have anti-reflective coatings on theirs, and you don't get any of those artifacts. You got to live with them with a ZWO. You can't do much with them.
Well, that's not completely true. The newer versions, like the 2600 and the 6200, don't have that.
Oh yes, the
But
2600.
It was the 1600. Right. Yeah.
All
but
the 1600s.
Jay, a quick question. You
Sure,
said
sure.
that you originally shot this with your DSLR, correct?
The colored data.
Well, no. So
I-
here's my question.
Sure.
Don't you have similar color data from your DSLR that you use to replace the areas with the artifacting?
No, because that contribution is coming from the hydrogen alpha data that I took from the ZWO. The only way I could really get rid of those is if I went in and used post-processing to try and actually, color over and eliminate this.
Oh, that's what I was thinking, like pixel math in PixInsight, where you could take your DSLR data and have it take over those areas so that you get rid of the haloing and the lens artifact, micro lens artifacting in Alnitech exclusively, and ignore it for the rest of the picture.
I suppose I could have done that with masking techniques, et cetera. Again, I am very much a novice within PixInsight. I'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah,
understood. I'm right there with you.
All right, just a quick
better
time
move
check.
on.
You've got about a minute and a half left.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, Spencer.
Sorry.
So the hydrogen alpha data I got from February 18th, 19th, 22, and 23 in 2019. There were 21 frames total added in once I blinked out satellite trails and things like that. And they were 10-minute exposures. And that was taken from my backyard over my neighbor's house and all the other problems that you run into with that. The laptop was driving it all. PixInsight was used for pre and post processing. Both the DSLR and hydrogen alpha data were, I used drizzle integration on that to help improve the shape of the stars. I merged all the data on April 6, 2019. For the hydrogen alpha, I used deconvolution. I did some linear noise reduction and sharpening. Then I stretched the image, did some more noise reduction and sharpening, as well as then curving and strengthening and enhancing some of the colors there. I really only did very minimal post-processing to the color data that I had, because I really wanted the sharpness to come from the hydrogen alpha data. I was able to use a process within PixInsight to merge the two together. It's a script that somebody wrote that allows you to put them together. And then once I had combined them into one image, I was able to curve that one more time to try and stretch the colors a little bit more without blowing everything out.
Do
So
the stacking programs detect the images that have a satellite going through them and throw them out?
Yes, they will.
Well, there are steps that you can use, but what was happening when I had really bright satellite trails, I was getting a ghost image. Now I know that if I were a more adept PixInsight user, I could continue to play with the settings for the rejection algorithm and be able to tune it properly so it'll get rid of even those ghost artifacts. But for me at this point in time, I just go ahead and drop them.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Jay, if this is your novice output, I can't wait to see what you can do a couple of years from now. This is awesome. Good job.
Yeah, no, great job.
So stop sharing. So the picture behind me was around 60 hours on the monkey head from my backyard in narrowband only.
Where's your backyard? What city?
Oh, I'm sorry. I live in El Segundo in the northwest corner of town near LAX airport, just south. So once I get about at zenith and a little bit past it, I get the benefit of looking out towards the ocean. So there's a little bit better light pollution rejection there.
You never mentioned the telescope. Which you use.
What's that, Lou?
No one seems to mention the telescopes anymore. I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, I started early on. I used a doublet, a Skywatcher Pro ED 120. I picked it up used.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to move on, and we can hang around later after
Okay.
and have more questions. Okay, we're gonna do a change of pace now. So Pablo, are you here?
I'm here. I'm
Okay,
ready.
so this is the title is a cheap radio telescope for detecting the galaxy during rainy days. The Ultimate Galactic Voyage, a 21 centimeter hydrogen line radio telescope for less than $300 that will allow you to make movies of the passage of the galaxy arms in real time, including the Doppler effect, day, night, rain, or shine. Okay, it's all yours.
All right, a little change of pace here. Fantastic pictures, everybody. Fantastic pictures, really. But it's cloudy, and why not have a little radio telescope and do a little astronomy that you can actually share videos of the results on. I know most of you are on TikTok, certainly Facebook, and so here it goes. And I know I only have 10 minutes. A little bit about me, nobody cares, but you have it right here. I'm also visual CCD, ham radio operator, but who cares? A little bit of radio astronomy, a subfield of astronomy that studies celestial objects at radio frequencies. First detection was made in the 30s by somebody trying to fix radio communication, Mr. Jansky, Carl Jansky, blah, blah, who cares? The first radio astronomer, and I'm giving you this so you can understand what you're going to see next. By the end of this 10-minute presentation, you're going to be able to build your own backyard radio telescope, and that it's going to be working rain, shine, day, night, it doesn't matter. And it's going to be quite satisfying. The first real serious radio astronomer was Grode Reber. He was a ham radio operator. You can see the antenna right here. He built it out of his own money in his backyard. And this is the fence. You can't see it here. The neighbor didn't care. What a great guy. Next. What can't this thing do?
Wow.
If you don't know what the hydrogen line is, it's a brief explanation. Hydrogen atoms randomly emit photons at a wavelength of 21 centimeters, which is 1420 megahertz. Normally, a single hydrogen atom will only rarely emit a photon, but the galaxy and even empty space is filled with many hydrogen atoms. And this is what this little radio telescope is going to be able to detect visually as the galaxy arms passed overhead. And you can read the rest later on. During the 30s, it was noticed that the radio hissed. There was a radio hiss that varied daily. It came from extraterrestrial geography, from extraterrestrial points. And that was what this little radio telescope is. By the way, I made this presentation at the British Astronomical Society, but it was 40 minutes long. So I'm racing right through this to get to the interesting part. The 21 centimeter line, which is 420 megahertz, was first detected in 1951. So you're going to be up to 1951 technology. Congratulations. All right, enough of intros. This is what you can do for a couple $100. This is the antenna, which is nothing more than a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi grid antenna you can get anywhere for next to nothing. This is the screen of your computer. This is the receiver. This is the display. This is Stellarium, which most of you are familiar with. It's just a little program that shows the movement of the sky. And here it goes. I'm going to go a little fast so you can see it. As the center of the telescope passes through the center of the galaxy, you can begin to detect the hydrogen line. And you can actually see the hydrogen line as it moves back and forth because of the Doppler effect. And with this, you're going to be able to actually see the Doppler effect in action, and you're going to be able to actually plot the velocity of the arms eventually. You can see there, look at that right here. Pay attention to that. As the galaxy arm passes to in front of the zenith, or in front of the radio telescope antenna, you can see the movement right there, which is not very exciting. But let's move on to the next one here. The telescope only requires this grid antenna, this SDR receiver, and let's go to the next one. This antenna, this SDR receiver, this LNA, that's a low noise amplifier. You can get everything on Amazon, by the way, for next to nothing. But what I want you to write down is rtlsdr.com. That's the website. And Google cheap and easy hydrogen line radio astronomy. That's all you have to do. That article will give you everything you need to set this up. Now, this receiver here, it's only $29.95. I don't sell anything. I'm just showing it to you. The the magic here, which it's new technology, just recent, only a couple of years old, is this Sawbird bare bones ultra low noise amplifier for 1420 megahertz. So that's only $37. And then get a grid antenna from anywhere. I mean, you can buy it on eBay. They're usually 80, 50, 60 bucks. That's all you need. That in the laptop, and this article will tell you how to do it. Let's go to the next one. So Stellarium is free. SDR Sharp, which is the program that runs the SDR receiver, that's free, and the article will tell you where to get it. Chronolapse, which you can use also for visual astronomy, is a free program that records your screen, your monitor, so you can, and makes videos out of it. So that's fantastic. And eventually, if you want to advance a little bit, you can get Radio Eyes, which is like Stellarium, but for radio astronomers. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this one, you're not going to get anything out of this, so because I got to go fast, but on that grid antenna, you can actually put a little chicken wire, and actually you can increase the signal to noise ratio. So the peak that you're going to get, it's going to be actually bigger, put it in simple terms. This is my setup that I have now. What I did is I actually bought a 2.1 meter, 7-foot dish, which you can find for free. Just drive around the neighborhood. You're going to see a lot of these 1980 antennas. You can ask to knock on the door and say, offer to take them off their hands for nothing. But once you do that, then this thing really begins to shine with the same receiver, same amplifier. Now, and by the way, this is a live feed that I have. This is Radio Eyes. This is the receiver. right here. So now the signal, it's substantially more pronounced. Now look at this, as it moves closer and closer. Now you can see, notice here, the Doppler effect. Okay. And you can see the live feed, it's day and night. This is 3 days worth of data. Now I'm going to show you what you can do with the data, because obviously this is not as exciting as the beautiful pictures that everybody takes and I take as well. I have a normal observatory with a C14 and all that, but this is also exciting because right now I'm gathering data and it's going to rain, and I'm gathering data during the day, and it's only for a couple $100. So this is the movie that you can get. Also, this program allows you to get data that you can feed into a program that another radio astronomer will actually allow you to make pretty pictures out of the galaxy. Eventually, you can get, like I said, one of these big antennas for nothing. You can build a feed horn, which is like the secondary mirror right here for a radio telescope, which is actually tuned to the hydrogen line frequency, and really make it shine. So this is a good project for like schools, STEMs, like outreach. When you have your normal telescope there, you can actually show people how the galaxy flies overhead, and that it's full of hydrogen, and how you detect it. And eventually you can start building your own picture of the galaxy. Not as exciting as pretty pictures or getting data on exoplanets, which is what I do most of the time, or NEO, but it's a complementary part of astronomy. And then finally, the Society of Amateur Radio Astronomers, if you have any questions, they also sell it. I'm not in any way connected with them other than being just a member. And that's me 42 pounds ago. I'm going to diet. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Any questions, or if you want to send me an email or something, and I'll be more than happy to help you build this program. And now I'm going to stop to share. Back to you.
Thank you.
Can we get that presentation posted for the links and slides and stuff?
Thank you. That's excellent.
Yeah, I have the slides. Usually this is a 40-minute presentation, but it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes more than enough, and it's a great little system because you can leave it running for days, and you can make pictures so you can share, and you can actually explain to kids or grown-ups how the sky is filled with hydrogen, the Doppler effect. You can actually get Cassiopeia A and other really, and it's only for a couple $100.
Pablo, this is Nasrat, and if I may, it would be interesting to superimpose some images of regular astrophotography with those images. That would be really beautiful. I mean, this is what you have done is absolutely beautiful and very useful. But
what you have to remember is that the pixel for a 2.1 meter telescope is 6.7 degrees. Okay, so to do real science, to get pulsars, for example, you need a 25 meter scope. At this level, you can show pretty much just a galaxy, and you can show how the galaxy swirls around, and the Doppler effect of, you can actually detect the arms, some of the arms going towards us and some of the arms flying away from us. You can actually show all those things. But to superimpose a picture at this level, because the antennas are so small that the field of view is gigantic.
Yeah. What's your call sign? It's a ham radio.
Whiskey Alpha 6, Romeo Sierra Victor.
And I am K1 and AR.
And I happen to be Alpha Delta 6 India Foxtrot.
Wonderful.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, wasn't there a radio astronomer whose last name was Lilly? James Lilly? I'm not sure of the first name. He wrote articles in Sky and Telescope about radio astronomy. back in the 60s, and I remember writing him, and he answered me, and I wanted to dabble into radio astronomy, but I never followed through on it. But I still saved his letter. I've still got it.
Well, there,
Of Lily, Lilly.
All right. Sorry, we need to move on. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. Boy, I can tell that I'm going to be doing some more work in my garage. Okay, let's see. Next is I think Nasir.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. There we go.
The Mountain Nebula.
I don't see a single star.
Okay. Can you all guys see my full screen?
Fabulous Andromeda.
Yep.
Okay. So this is all the, I'm going to just present all the images I took this year from my backyard because I didn't go to Lockwood, not even once this year. So it's been a while. I've been, if I keep getting these kinds of images, probably I will give up on Lockwood. But this is Andromeda, but I'll show the details later, but this is just my cover. So this is the first image. In fact, I just did this like a couple of weeks ago. This is M33. And I was kind of blown away with all the details I got in this. It's almost like, I think this is one of my longest exposure, really almost over 16 hours of LRGB. And all these red ones, all those high emissions nebulae in the galaxy. So this is the zoomed in, and you can see this is a spiral arm. I think this is northern and southern spiral arm, and you can see these hot blue stars. I think this is part of the. This is the question I just wanted to ask Tim Thompson. Maybe he knows. Maybe are these actually the stars in this galaxy? Are these the red hot stars part of the M33, or is from our own galaxy?
We lost Tim. He went to sleep.
Hello? You guys can't hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. I just
You have blue in there with the red, so you know it looks like you've got it set right to show red and blue stars.
No, I understood the question. The question is, are those stars part of the galaxy or are they behind it?
Oh, yeah, that was my question.
But we need a real astronomer to answer that question.
Yeah, Jack here. I think those red blotches are H2 regions.
No. The blue stars that he's pointing his cursor at right now, are they part of M33 or are they a cluster of stars behind M33 and we're seeing through the galaxy?
That I don't know.
Well, the blue hot stars form in the spiral arms. They're the newer stars, I've been told, and the red old stars are more towards the halo of the galaxy, I've been told. So
yeah, but I'm just wondering whether it's because this is so far away. If this is a star in M33, but there must be like huge, really super giant stars if you could image from 2.5 million light years away.
Well, it looks to me like that they are part. It looks to me like that they are part of it because on the opposite side you have similar color stars, also either showing through. So either the one behind it is as big as this, or those are part of this.
I mean, I'm sure these stars are part of our galaxy, but I'm not sure about
Nasir,
these ones.
Those small stars are most likely actually probably clusters of stars rather than being resolved individuals.
Right, probably you're right. I think these are probably clusters. Yeah.
Yes, just like
You're not gonna see an individual star in M2.
Yeah, I don't think
not gonna
so.
resolve one.
Yeah.
So
No.
they're clusters.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So
Anyway.
Tim, are those clusters far behind M33?
I
Showing
doubt
through?
it. From its location, it looks it's perfectly placed. That's what you would expect to see in the spiral arm of the galaxy. So that's what I would expect it to be.
So
I'd be
they are
surprised
part
if-
of the galaxy.
Yeah, it looked like it to me.
Okay. That was the question I think we were all looking for is, are they part of the galaxy or are we seeing through the galaxy to them?
If you're looking through the galaxy, you'll see another galaxy, and there are plenty of examples of that, but I don't think you're going to see a star cluster.
Isn't that a reflection? Aren't they reflection nebulae right there? All those little blue dots?
And those are too bright. Those are star forming regions. of
Anyway,
star.
this is the core, and you can see the dust lanes.
Stars, that they're reflection nebulae, I think.
What else you got, Nasir?
Okay, so this is Andromeda, and I don't know if you can see all these. I've circled the globular clusters of Andromeda, but I've got a little zoomed in image here. These are, I mean, I marked like several, 10, 15 of them, but you can see some few of them here. It's amazing
Yes.
that you can actually capture globulars.
Did
Yes,
you get this
it's
image
known
from
that we
your
can do that.
site in the city?
Backyard, yep.
That's
This is from my
amazing.
backyard, borderline skies. Yeah,
Great job.
right.
I continue to be amazed by what you can do here in LA. It's just great.
I know. I mean, this is long exposure, 16 hours of imaging. And this looks like almost zoomed in from a Jupiter. It looks like part of the Jupiter.
Can you remind me
So-
what size scope were you using on that?
This is 80 millimeter with a reducer, 0.8. So it's about 440 focal length.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's one of the star bright nebula in M31.
Reflection
It
nebula?
has got a name, NGC 206.
Mm-hmm.
These are some of the zoomed in dust lanes. So it's just fun to see zoomed in details in the Andromeda.
Nasir, what exposure length did you use to be able to make sure that the core was not blown out, or did you use an HDR process?
No, I didn't do HDR. This is just all RGB. There's no luminance in this.
Oh, understood. I just meant what was your exposure length to be able to not blow out the core, but still get all the
Exposure
detail.
is about 180 minutes, 3 minutes exposures.
Oh, you got 3 minutes and you still didn't blow out the core. Okay.
But I think I used the zero gain. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
This is I imaged this in narrowband. It's also, and I was just trying different combination of colors. So you get all these pretty colors using a RGB combination in PixInsight.
RGB or HSL?
I mean, no, you use RGB tool, but you instead of RGB you use H or S or O.
Okay, just
data.
checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
So you can replace R with H alpha or sulfur or O3 to go and get different details and different colors pop up. So it's kind of pretty cool.
I'm a huge fan of screwing with the color palette.
Yeah. And this is again North American. Two
Nice.
different, and basically it's all HSO, but I used the Hubble palette on the left and replaced use normal scheme for RGB. So this is more like, on the right is more realistic color and left is more like Hubble palette color.
But and see, I'm one of those people that thinks the HSO, the Hubble palette in general takes these what I would call boring big blobs of red and makes them artistically exciting. I'm totally in love with the image on the left.
Yeah, it just brings out more details. I mean, you can see the same.
They're
There's a
also
different shading to
scientifically
the.
exciting.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian?
they're also scientifically exciting. That's why the Hubble science team uses that palette.
Right.
Ah,
This one is a pretty old image. I'm not sure whether I use RGB, narrowband or just regular RGB filters. I think.
that looks like RGB filters to me.
Yeah. And this one again, two different, this is narrowband, basically HSO, but two different color scheme, regular color scheme, and this is Hubble.
See, now what's funny, there's an image where the regular color scheme looks better than Hubble.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it
one actually
really
looks
does.
better.
No,
Yeah.
sometimes it works. Sometimes it's the way to go. It's brilliant. I love that shot.
So
And
just
I
tried
don't like
this
so much
combination.
in Hubble. Yeah. No, that's brilliant.
Again, I mean, you can see so much different details. It's the same images, just different coloring scheme, and you can see different details.
Yep.
Again, here.
Yeah, nice. You know, it's funny. That's the HSO. You've got your core is not HSO, Hubble palette. You got way more detail in the core.
Yeah.
And on the other one, the core is a little bit more blown out. And it's
Right.
obviously the same data.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. Love it.
This is a crude attempt for a galaxy. I guess I need to do some more work on galaxies.
Did you crop that one, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was gonna say, okay, because I can't see that sucker.
This is the monkey. Yeah, this is again in narrowband. This one I've taken many times, Rosette, but I'm working on this to get full narrowband. This is just the H alpha.
A question.
I'm sorry, Nasir, you've got about another minute. And a
Yeah.
half.
Okay.
Shit. Okay.
Heart Nebula again. This is one of my favorites. Yeah, you get a lot of details in this. This is just H alpha.
Do you
So we
find
add some colors in this.
Do you find the black and white cameras bring out more details than the color cameras?
I think so.
Some images, black and white, just looks cool.
Well, the narrowband does. The narrowband brings out a lot more signal, and that's why you
Yeah.
see the detail better. Plus, the contrast is so much better in black and white instead of color.
This is the Lagoon Nebula. It's so funny that most of the people we are used to looking at like this, but if you do like this, it turns into some weird face, and I call it Bart Simpson.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Wow. You just made me rethink my whole lagoon.
See, this is narrowband Hubble palette, and this is regular color.
Yeah, I like Hubble on the lagoon.
This is one of my favorite clusters. I just did this recently. I'm still working on this. And this is the galaxy clusters. I need to do this in color and everything, just luminance, 2 hours. And I guess I caught like maybe 15, 20 galaxies. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Great job, Nasir.
Yeah, Nasir, the stuff you're
Yeah,
getting
nice.
out of your place is amazing.
Okay, so guys, I posted the link for the drawing. So if you I just posted right now, so I'm gonna close it out in a few seconds. So if you haven't registered for the drawing, do so right now.
Where do you go?
I want to take a ride in Pablo's time tunnel.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's a time tunnel.
You're right there. Go back to the 60s.
So if anybody doesn't know, the Spencer just put up the sign-in link in the chat.
Yeah, so that's the link for the drawing.
Hurry.
One of these days, I should just put my name in there too.
You might as well, Alicia. You might as well win something, for God's sake. You deserve it.
Wait, shouldn't she automatically be registered every single time for all the work she does?
Well, if I put my name in there, then I'd have a bias. since I'm doing
Well, no. You don't count. You're the one that clicks the button.
Oh, come on, he makes the Excel sheet.
You click button. You can't do that. But Alicia
Okay.
doesn't click the button.
All
If I
right.
win, I'll give
It's
it to
still a
Alicia.
random
Okay,
choice.
guys. Okay, that's okay.
Cool.
30
Glad
seconds,
I
and I'm
made
closing it
anything.
out now. All right. Okay, so while I'm gaming the results. Okay.
You mean while you're putting your biasing network in there, right?
All right. Go ahead, do your okay. I've closed it out now.
Untitled Committee.
All right. So we have some fantastic door prizes and just in time for Christmas too. Yay. So we're giving away Amazon gift cards, red flashlights, LAAS hats, an item from the LAAS store. I'm kind of wavering on the laser thing because I had to find a new supplier for the lasers. So I don't know if they're still as good quality as the previous lasers. We'll see. But yeah, so that's what we have in store for the door prizes right now.
Okay, so I'm ready. All right, so let's share screen.
You don't know what happened to my year.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one coming up.
I don't see anybody.
Hang on. Okay, there.
There we go.
Hey, Phil.
Bill Taylor.
All right, Phil, you got to finally win something.
Oh, wow. All right, so Phil won a $25 Amazon gift card.
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
Don't forget to sign up for Amazon Smiles.
Okay, Jose.
Oh, I like that plug. Yes, sign up for Amazon Smiles.
Hey,
if you
Jose.
haven't on
What did I
account.
get? Hey, Joe.
Ooh, Jose won a red flashlight. I feel like he's already won one before. Jose wins
yeah,
a lot.
I did.
I can't hear you, Jose.
Yeah, I just did get a red flashlight last time.
That's what I thought. I was like, I have you in my address on Amazon. It's like the preferred address, apparently. Almost became my default by accident.
Well, you need another one. You can have a red flashlight in both hands.
Yeah, I can use double ones.
Keep one for backup.
And
All right, next one. Claude.
All right, Claude.
play me. Okay. Claude. Wait, no, you deleted it before I could write down his
Oh, I'm
last
sorry.
name.
Oh, okay.
Splat Z.
What?
I said Splat Z, but that's a Mac joke.
Oh.
Control.
Is it Claude, our guy from the
Control
Big Bear
Z.
Solar?
Yes.
Control Z on for your PC people.
Okay.
That's correct.
So, all right.
Okay,
I'm gonna-
so Claude won an LAAS hat. Yay.
Yay.
Okay. Next one's Curtis.
Oh, congratulations, Curtis, again.
Yeah.
Again.
Curtis needs
He
another
never
hat.
gets.
Yeah, for Carol.
Curtis has got his fourth hat.
For Carol.
No, he didn't get it. No, he got a store item.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
We're already backed up already, Alicia.
You're so
That's
backed up, it's
from 2
ridiculous,
months ago.
man.
Plus,
I don't think I
Carol's
want to
got
give
one.
you anything more.
Carol's got one from a month ago.
You both
Got 3
do.
store items.
Pick somebody else. They're spoiled over there.
All right. Okay, so move on to the next one.
Yeah, give me somebody else.
Okay, Brian.
Okay.
Go.
Yay,
Brian won a store item.
Winner.
Hey.
Nice.
See, where's Brian on here? Take him off the list.
How do you say your last name? This has been bothering me for a while now.
It's so easy.
Yeah, right.
It's a patch on a cow on skis. Patch cow skis. So easy.
I'm not going to sleep tonight thinking about that one.
Go, Tim.
I needed that. Thank
See, now
you.
you'll never forget it.
I will never forget that. You are
It's a
right.
It's a visual.
That's awesome.
Okay. Got that one?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Next is Richard Horn.
Oh God.
Hi.
And what did Richard win?
You won an Amazon gift card.
Again.
Sweet.
Woohoo.
Again.
Not like I ever use Amazon. Every time I win one of these Amazon gift cards, it's gone like 3 minutes after I win it. What,
Yeah, that's why I
Jim?
was like, don't knock it. I get these emails saying, this person has used this card. I'm like, I just sent it.
Okay, ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay, Paula Mayhew.
Yay.
You keep scrolling
Oh,
down.
sorry about that.
You were so excited. It's cool. All right. All right.
There we go.
Paula won a red flashlight.
Okay, let's see, where's Paul, right?
Oh, don't autocorrect.
Okay, next one. Tim Thompson.
Oh,
Yay,
Timmy.
All
Yeah.
right, Tim.
Oh, boy.
All right. We should need more LAS gear.
Another hat.
Yeah, he did get a hat.
All right.
I think I've got 4 or 5 LAAS hats. Why don't you give it
You
to
know what,
somebody
Tim? I
else?
might just send you something else. Like I'll just go hunting on Amazon for you.
Okay, send me a surprise.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
How many more?
2.
Okay, so let's take Thompson off of here. Carol.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on.
Guess what Carol won?
I
A hat.
A hat.
No.
Gift from the store.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, she won one last month.
Should I just skip over Carol? I think this.
Yeah, why don't we skip over?
Okay.
Well, Alicia, I'll go online probably tomorrow, and we're probably going to get those hooded sweatshirts.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 2 already. So yeah, just do that. 'Cause you have like,
Yeah. Go ahead and put that back in there. We don't need another sweatshirt.
All right, so
Everybody,
Yeah.
hey, everybody, I lost the Zoom link. I had to totally reboot everything over here in order to get back. I'm back. So
You didn't win, Dave.
Dave,
Hopefully give him something.
Dave, you
Okay.
didn't win anything.
Dave, you just got deleted.
all right, I'm good. Okay, I'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, go to the next person.
Okay,
What do you
Elizabeth
mean I
Wong.
got the-
Yay, Elizabeth.
Yay.
Yay. What did I get?
You won a store item from.
There's some
I
great
can vouch
stuff.
for the hooded sweatshirt. It's
Ooh.
awesome, and in this cold weather, it's been fantastic. Wore it all day today. So thank you. Thank you, LAAS.
Thank
And
you,
congratulations to all the winners of the photo contest. Fabulous.
All right, was that the last one, or we have one more?
We have one more.
Okay, let me take Elizabeth off.
Unless no one
here.
wants a laser. It's fine. I don't have to get a laser.
I'm still waiting for the laser. Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay, all right, Pablo.
One
All
again.
right.
Woohoo!
No,
Pablo gets another laser. I just
No,
said
not 2 lasers. It's just too dangerous.
Yeah.
you're getting 2 lasers now, Pablo, because your other one's
I'm
coming
gonna-
on Saturday.
First of all,
I'll trade with Pablo.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, but yeah, Pablo's yours should come in on Saturday. I had to find a new supplier. But
That's
yeah.
okay. I'm going to donate my laser. I already have one. But you like me. You really, really like me. I appreciate it.
Pablo,
all right.
Pablo,
So
you
should I
have to
take.
Pablo, you have to
take
take
one
both
more.
lasers. You have
By
to
the way,
take both
Pablo, love
lasers.
your background.
Okay,
It's
I'll
a
take
time-
one. Want to take one more then?
It's a time tunnel.
Oh, Pablo's donating his laser. Is that what's going
yeah,
on?
Yeah.
Yep.
mhm.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just delete.
He's going to donate it to,
Okay, so Brett B.
where's
Whoever-
Brett?
Who's Brett B?
He went home an
That's
hour
me.
ago.
Wow, thanks.
Right, Brett.
Where are you?
What did I
You got
get?
You got the
Well,
laser. It's super
I'm
cool.
at the top of the screen.
Laser
I don't
pointer.
know.
You got a green laser.
Ah, thank you.
I think Pablo should have taken it and then come back in a month and shown us how to do garage-based laser interferometry.
Dude, I used to do that.
I can do that right now.
With a roll of duct tape, 2 green lasers, a hand mirror.
Yeah.
And the $26 antenna.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so it looks like we're probably done for this evening. Had a very, very good presentations tonight. We do appreciate all of the presentations tonight. And next month, we normally have a banquet in January to introduce the new board members and new officers in January, but we're not having a banquet in January, so we will just do that during the next general meeting on January. It looks like it will be January 10th is when it will be for the next general meeting. So we will change. We'll have the change of the guard next in the January meeting. Also, the board of directors, make sure that we have even the January meeting for the board of directors. We have to go over the preliminary budget. So make sure we got the budget information that we need for next year. So if there's anything else.
Yes. This is Greg. I just wanted to interject. We've got some new members at the meeting tonight, and we had these great presentations by our astrophotographer community, and we were throwing around all kinds of words, but some of them I think that are important is like our own sites. And I just wanted to mention that, we're open on Wednesday nights at Garvey Ranch Observatory, and the new members can just come and have a cup of coffee and go up in the dome and actually see David and Tyree actually doing this. They will show you on screen with the dome telescope how to live stack images in the city, and they are able to produce those kind of images live in front of you in an observatory. So I highly recommend on one of these Wednesday nights when the weather's better that you come visit us at Garvey and get into the astrophotography, or just look through the scope.
For this Wednesday.
Yeah, the weather's terrible. Not this Wednesday, maybe, but we're there every Wednesday night, and it's.
And the other question that came up was, what's Lockwood? So Lockwood is the club's dark sky site near Gorman or Fraser Park.
Fraser Park.
About 90 miles away from here. And it's dark enough that in the summer you can see the Milky Way without any trouble. So
The new
right
members
now,
should go to the website and do a little research, because we have information on all of our sites.
Yeah.
And what they do.
Good point.
So it's a really good resource.
And don't just show up at Lockwood.
Right.
Do your research, because there's some. That's where we do our serious observing. We do have a family night, which is a little more casual, but don't just show up. Ask around, do your research.
Yeah.
Please read the in your membership packets. You should have links to the Lockwood user guide, and that should have just about everything that you could possibly think of to questions answered.
The new members, the ones who were just approved a couple of weeks ago, I just mailed your new member packets today, so you'll get them in a few days. But let's see, there's one more thing I was going to mention. No, I guess that's it. Okay.
Will they be allowed to bring telescopes to Garvey down the road here?
Yeah, we always invite
for the lawn.
Yeah. Well, just set up on the lawn. Yeah, if any new member or existing member has a telescope and would like to come and set up at Garvey on a Wednesday night,
Okay,
we're always there.
And just requesting, and this isn't for me too, that anybody that's going inside there, please bring a mask. Okay, so.
So
Yeah.
a couple of quick ones. I'm the guy that's been spoiled more than most with a almost dark sky site at home, and that's going away in a month or so. So a couple of things come up to me. First of all, how realistic is it to bring it to set up out to Garvey? And more importantly, at what point you guys mentioned that we're kind of done with the dark sky nights for the winter. what is it? What is at what point should I
I'm not on camera.
entertain the idea of doing a star membership just to be able to go and use Lockwood when I have a couple of days to be able to go shoot, and of course won't be able to from my new location.
Well, so I think, as long the requirement for star membership, or you be a member for at least a year, and then you get 2 current star members to endorse your membership. You pay your a $6 fee to be a star member. That's an annual fee. 60 on top of your normal dues, and then that gives you the ability to go to Lockwood anytime you want.
Right. Well, we talked about that before, but it just never. It wasn't important before. Now it's becoming important, and so it's been a year since we did serious work up there. Okay, not a year, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right now, there's going to be too much snow on the ground. So unless you like to shovel snow and clear your own path, I recommend that you wait until the spring.
Yeah,
thaw.
if the roads are even safe, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it going to be that bad?
Yes.
Okay, that was the question.
Yes.
Insofar as Garvey Ranch is concerned, it's you can do some viewing there, but don't expect to do a lot. We're surrounded by trees. We're surrounded by a athletic field well lit until 9:30. It's an urban site, and it's a miracle, I think, that Vance is able to manipulate the cameras enough to get anything up there. As it is, because the telescope itself has no go-to, and there's no way to put go-to on it. I have to find everything. And since those are Bortle 8, maybe Bortle 9 skies, it's I consider a testament to my skill and my dumb luck that I'm able to find anything at all up there. Really.
You did a great job, David.
I think what we should do is maybe we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting and go ahead and let everybody continue to babble on the Zoom meeting if you wish. Another last thing I would like to say, since Daryl is here now, congratulations for winning the presidency for next year. So
Congrats,
and in January, that's when we will be changing the guard in January at the general meeting. Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, way to go, Daryl. You're a good guy. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
And
you'll
Curtis,
do a good job. I know you.
Curtis,
Okay,
thank
guys.
you. Curtis, thank you for a great year as well, for all you've done.
Thank you, Curtis. Okay, great.
Curtis,
guys.
you've led us through this COVID thing for the last year and a half. Most of your term as president. And I wanted to, from the board and myself, thank you so much.
I know I got kind of put in the back burner because of this COVID, but what can we say? But anyway, I think it's just about time to adjourn the meeting. If there's no objections, I will go ahead and adjourn the general meeting for December 2021.
Okay.
Officially adjourned. Spencer, you